because he could have.
Go ahead, Ronnie.
Yeah, so he signed me up for a public speaking class that I didn't know. He told me when we were meeting that he could sponsor one person. He never confirmed to me that he chose me. So I got an email from someone that said, "Hey, we missed you in our class." So yesterday, I went to the first class and it was amazing. It's like presentation skills, leadership, and public speaking. So yeah, it really took me out of my comfort zone, and I learned so much about public speaking. It's like a couple months course, so I'm excited. It's every Wednesday, and their energy was great. So I did that yesterday for the first time, and I loved it.
Wow.
Very
So
cool.
you think this stuff works?
Definitely, definitely.
That's fantastic. Danford, how are you, buddy?
So far, so good. Same thing. I'm just kind of working on the business, launching the Google ads for it this week. Kind of have some trepidation because it's just like if I open up the floodgates, it could come all like flooding at me. But then I'm like, if you can't, if you're not ready, like if you feel like you're not ready, you really should do it. So I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah. There's
Other than
only one way to
that,
find
yeah,
only one way to find out.
basically. Now, other than that, just been working on various things and like some programs and some worksheets and a bunch of other things that I would want to offer, and then applying to work in general at a interview. But we'll see. Until next week, I'll find out if I have another one. Well, and I'm still waiting for another one to get back to me. So yeah, and it snowed for the first time here today, so it was nice.
Wow. Good. That's
Mhm.
neat. Good. I'll get back to you. Jamie, what's new?
Just here in the rain today.
It's raining like hell out here.
Yeah, it's really raining today. So, let's see. What's new? I've just been moving one foot in front of the other and and yeah, not going too far ahead, projecting too far ahead and also staying out of what's behind me too. So yeah, things have been pretty chill and that feels good. And then yeah.
How's it going?
How's well, I've been yeah, I've been really getting connected again with I don't know, I just been getting really grounded again with the gifts and the readings. And the synchronicities are like crazy. This last week. And it's kind of I don't know, it's activated me more creatively, a lot more. Like I
So,
have
so tell me a couple synchronicities.
um like I guess what what I'm saying is like there's only like I feel like I'm set in understanding like that I only have like certain things. So like how do I put this like when you understand these things about yourself, they're just very singular and it's never going to change. So it's nice to know that. And so I can only it's easy to focus on like I know the person I'm really understanding like who I really am.
Right.
And because of that, it makes it's making life so much more certain and purposeful and
Yeah.
easy, because I understand, like, I don't know, I think it feels good to have a purpose and to like be clear on what that is. And
Yeah.
you're not just like kind of cruising through life and like, you know, with certain interpretations of like like trying to what, be successful, or all these different things that, you're going through life and realizing you're just getting older. And so I don't know, it's kind
Uh-huh.
of a big thing, but it's nice to know and understand myself. And then I've also noticed that like it's been coming out in everything I've been digesting with like listening to it's like obviously everybody's talking about that now. Like I'm hearing it from the people I talk with, I'm hearing it from everything I consume online, so that's where the synchronicities are all lining up, and giving me like all the I guess just more
It's confirming
confirming, yeah.
what you're learning about yourself. And what's happening is you're learning to trust your energy more, and it's your go-to place. It's the place to be.
Yeah, it's like a North Star that is really
Yeah.
like it's nice
If
to have, because it's like it's like always there. It's always the North Star. And so you can just if you just like, it feels like I have a direction to head now, and nothing else is as important. So
boy,
um
that's you know,
and it's
Jamie,
beneficial for like beyond me, right? And so yeah.
uh the listen to what Ronnie's saying. Uh because the more you just go after that energy with blind faith, what happens, Ronnie? You're muted.
You attract that energy back to you.
And what comes out of it?
Abundance, clarity, um, all those spiritual words that we talk about that's aligned with our divine gifts.
Yeah. So that's what's happening, Jamie, is you're finally getting out of your head and into your heart and trusting who you are energetically. And the more that you show up energetically like that, it just success and abundance is inevitable. It's guaranteed. 1000%. 1000. Look at what Stanford's going through now. He had to get out of his blocks, his cultural blocks that he's had, and become a little more open-minded. And this whole process that he's been in, where he's lost his job, has put him there. So he became willing to try some of this stuff, and all of these things are cracking open for him now. And what he's doing is just moving forward. And his successes have been amazing so far, because he's truly made these changes. He's making choices that supports who he truly is. Right, Stanford?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, there's more to come, but these initial movements are really
It's
impactful.
There's so much more to come, you know, so much more to come. It's, you just you just look at um, Ronnie's a perfect story, He literally hit when his dream job was to be head of media for a basketball team, right, Ronnie? And he got offered the job and he said no,
Yeah.
because he trusted everything so much, and his energy now has put him into a career that he was hoping for when he was 40. And look at him, he's only 12 years old. He's just got out of grade school. Yeah, you're kicking ass, Ronnie. It's
Thank
amazing,
you,
you
Bill.
know? Yeah, it's amazing. So cool. You got to get out of the way, Jamie. Put yourself in timeout and let your energy run. Hey, Ronnie, how'd you like that podcast I sent you?
I didn't get a chance to listen to it. I've been running around, but I will definitely listen to it tonight.
You better be seated. It'll blow your mind,
Okay, awesome. And you
right?
said
It's
it's a podcast about you?
the psychic business coach. Yeah. Did you know I was psychic?
I have a feeling. I had a feeling.
Huh?
Had a feeling, but no.
Did did you know that you're psychic?
Really, you think so?
No.
You,
I know so.
I had no idea.
Well, have you ever thought of somebody and then they call you or something?
It's happened a few times.
Yeah, what's that?
Oh, yeah, take it.
Yeah, it isn't it the more you get away from the physical, the more you connect with universal wisdom,
Hmm.
and the more you connect with universal wisdom, you just, look at Stanford, he just got this hit to change his name, right? Stanford's very psychic, right, Stanford?
A little too much, but yes.
Yeah, you can't have too much. It's a tough balance. Yeah, we're all very psychic. So, Jamie, you've been making some major breakthroughs. Just stay that course you're on. It'll bust your whole world wide open.
Yeah.
You know, look at your past. Your best thoughts, your best efforts have gotten you into your misery. Let the universe come in and handle it for you for a while. Watch what happens. It just happens. Same thing Ryan's doing. Look at all the changes in Ryan's life. How did he change it? He didn't change it because he had mindset and I'm going to get this done. He just opened to possibilities and got out of the way. And then are you reading your mission, vision, purpose out loud every morning, Jamie?
Yeah.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah. Um,
It gets the energy spinning.
yeah, it does. I've been I've been realizing how um yes, just how valuable your energy or my energy is.
Right.
Meaning how if you take, if you go do something creatively for yourself or whatever it is you need to do, right? I don't know what that is. It's different for everyone in every moment, but even just reading that stuff makes it how you can be in one energy and you think that's so important and that's the world and that's what needs to happen right now because things are
Yeah.
happening, but then if you do the discipline of that and how within 5 minutes you've now shifted your entire life and world, it feels like, because the
Totally.
energy shifts. And then yesterday I had a little film shoot for an hour and a half too, and I realized how I was in my head about this stuff for so long and how it's killing me, and then just going and doing it even for an hour and a half shifted my whole world. um the experience of the actual
Yeah.
energy, just similar to reading this stuff for 5 minutes after work for 2 hours, but then you just go out of a completely different mind area and into just reading about
You,
yourself and your lessons, and and you realize how much value there is in time and energy and where you spend it, or where I spend it. And that's
yeah.
really what it's that time investment is, I don't
Now
know,
here's
important.
something I want to be very clear about, Jamie and Ryan and Ronnie and Stanford. I teach this. I know how to amp my energy. I'll tell you some stories, some things going on now because I'm letting it loose now. But everything I do, Jamie, everything I do, I'm acutely aware that I can do it at a much higher energy than I'm in wherever I am. There's always more. You can always be higher. You can always pump it higher. And it's not about not doing it right. It's about the glory of understanding our energy and just letting it go forth on earth and see what the catalyst creates out of that vibration, and understanding that you can create even a stronger vibration. The more you funnel it in, the stronger you can, and great things happen. So it's not about right or wrong. It's just about, uh, you know, it's, I want to ascend. I mean, it would be great if I was sitting here and just turned into a pile of dust and disappeared on you guys. That'd be pretty funny. Like, let's pump the energy. You can really pump it. And the more you pump it, you just don't know what's going to happen. But the more you're pumping the energy, the less problems you're going to have. That is for certain. Ryan, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. Had lunch with some of my team today at Valentine, and that went well. We hired someone new, and so we took her out to lunch, and she got to meet some of the people. What else? I'm in the process of writing out Valentine's Day cards to my girls. I got hold on, yeah, I got 3 written out
Nice.
for I can't see because I hid my self view, but I'm assuming you can see. I got 3 cards to the girls. That I'm writing one out for Jill, like a custom message, and then I'm gonna get some chocolates for them later. And then Jill and I are going out to dinner this weekend and go and see some friends. Yeah, things are good. Yep, things are good. I continue. I'm like, I'm still doing well with not snacking at night, so I feel like I've got that discipline really locked in, and it's making me feel good. It's really feeding my energy in terms of how I feel about myself, and I haven't binged ate at night. I don't even know, except for like movie night on Sundays with my kids. Besides that, I haven't in a while, so I feel good. It makes me feel good about myself having that discipline. You know.
You, I love the energy with which you're saying all of that. Does everybody
Thank you.
notice that?
It just pissed me off for so long how I had no control over like snacking on chips and stuff, and just like, oh, what am I doing? And I was like, what is it gonna take to break this? And I'm there, and I just I feel like it's feeding other areas of my life, you know. Because when I wake up, I feel good that I know it sounds trivial, but when I wake up in the morning, I feel good that I didn't give in the night before, and that energy just feeds the rest of the day and everything else I'm doing. And so it's been nice.
Good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, just even the way you're speaking about the cards, I'm sure you're going to write some beautiful messages to your daughters and your wife.
I wrote custom messages for each of them.
Yeah, I mean, it feels pretty good to be in your heart, huh?
Yeah, I've never done this before. I don't know what made me think to do it, but I mean, I'll
Well,
get
I
them.
tell you, because you're being authentic.
Mm.
You're not afraid of intimacy. Like I can't even buy a card at the store. Like that would be, to me, that's repulsive, right? I've got some custom cards. I'll just hand write something. I just can't, I see them, it's like, that's who I used to be, filling an obligation. And now I want to let somebody know that I love them or I care about them,
Yeah. Yeah. I tried to pick out cards that were true. Like the messaging was true
Yeah,
with
it's
what I would
okay.
say.
I mean, that works for you. Yeah. Yeah. So cool. So I sent out you guys, you got those podcasts done out of the notebook in Google. I don't know, Stanford, you didn't hear the one on the psychic business coach. I don't think I sent that
I
to
didn't
you.
hear that one. I heard the one that you sent to me about me stuff. So yeah,
Yeah. How did you like that?
I liked it. I mean, I use Google podcast thing just for studying of concepts and everything. So this was really cool.
Well, that was Google. That was Notebook LM though.
Mm-hmm.
And you use that for studying?
Yeah, I upload books into it or PDF
Oh.
documents, and then I let it do outlines and then let it do podcast things so I can understand something faster. So I don't have to read through the whole.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a whole learning thing. It's pretty impressive. Yeah.
Yeah. It just, when I got that, Caden Goring, who's in my Monday group coaching, um, I don't know, Google sent me something about Notebook. I'm like, oh, let me check it out. And so I went and I'm looking, I wonder what it is. So I took Caden's stuff and put it in there. And it printed out the recap of it, and then it was like uh the voice piece. And I was like, oh, I wonder what that is. So I just hit that and it processed it. And I've never heard anyone, myself included, their description of what I do for work is 1,000% better than anything I could ever say. I can't express it that good. I just can't express it that good. I'm just too close to it. So that thing just flipped me out. And so I was like, oh, so I started playing with that psychic business coach. I'll put the link in the where's the link for the psychic business coach? I'll put it in chat, Stanford. You can listen to it. It's just it's fantastic. It's participants. That's not chat. What was your thoughts on it, Ryan? You're muted.
I thought it was
There-
impressive. I mean, it was I mean, you took my empowerment story and fed it into there, and it was really interesting hearing them banter back and forth about me, about what I listed, and yours too. Like, it was very it was also scary though, because I was like, I don't think that I would know this was AI if someone didn't tell me. Like you said,
Oh,
listen to, I couldn't tell the difference.
you know, I sent it to my brother and my sister, right? Um, and they both got back to me like, "Oh, that's really nice." You know, gee, I would have liked to hear them say your name more, or do this or that, or when are they going to have you on the show?
Yeah, the tonality and the way they spoke is like, man, oh man.
And my
You can
sister,
recognize it after a while if you start listening.
oh
If
yeah,
if you're
yeah,
into
but it's
pattern recognition, you just be like, oh, that's what they're following. Okay, that's what they're doing. That's the pace of it all. But like if nobody knew, like nobody would like really know. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, crazy.
here's here's the my sister's text. Now she's 82, right? And she and I are very close, and she's pretty spiritual, but she said, I was smiling through the whole podcast. You certainly got their attention, and I hope they have you on the show. I sent her back a text and said, "Damn, they do not exist. I created the entire podcast by writing a script, and artificial intelligence created it. There is no such podcast. Yep, it blew my mind too." She sent back to me, holy shit, you're scaring me. But I'm going to start creating things and put them out. I mean, it's so wow. We're I knew we could integrate the see AI doesn't understand energy, right? So we have to give it the right information, and the right information are the words below the words below your divine gifts. That's what makes it work. How could you use it, Ryan, in your work?
Um, I mean, my own podcast I run myself, but I probably could use it for like promo clips, like feed a summary because I do show notes pages for every podcast. Like it summarizes the interview. I put it on the site. I release the episode. I could feed the show notes page to it and have them create like a 1 to 2 minute sizzle reel about the actual interview and put that on LinkedIn and social and all that. That might be interesting. You know, what do you use again to do that? Google Notebook.
It's Notebook LM.
Make a note of that. Google Notebook LM. There it is. Okay, yeah, I'll take a look at it. I've heard of it. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the thing is that what you can do is you can have it focus on certain topics within, like let's just say you upload a bunch of documents in there, for books, whatever, YouTube videos, it'll scan through all of that, and you can tell it to like focus on these topics, and you can also join the conversation with them, and they'll like let you do that. So it's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, I'm on the site now. I'll bookmark this. Got it later. Yeah, what a time. It's just getting started too. Think about where we're going to be in like 3 years.
It's so exciting. It's so exciting. Another client of mine has something that's being developed right now where we'll be able to create these podcasts, and then this AI program will immediately just send them out to every channel. Immediately out to all the different channels, Spotify, all of them. And I'll let you know when I know more about that. But it's the whole artificial intelligence is so amazing. It's so amazing. It saves me so much time. I don't use Google. I use AI now for everything.
I know it kind of scares me for my business, but I'll have to learn to adapt. You know.
Why does it scare you?
Well, I wouldn't say it scares me, but it makes me just wonder what the future looks like. Because a lot of what we do for both businesses are dependent on Google, like people searching on Google for things, and not that that's going away. And then it's just a matter of just optimizing for like ChatGPT and these other engines, not just Google. Which that's really the answer. But it's just unknown, you know, what's going to happen. Because you're saying you're using Google less. Well, so am I. Like for certain things, I won't use. If I have a question about something, I'll just use ChatGPT on my phone. I'll never use Google. I use Google just to look for services and products, but not getting information. You know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's this artificial intelligence is, it's like having a brilliant mentor standing next to you, and you can ask them any question you want.
Yeah.
You're right. It's like, as I said to my brother, goodbye Encyclopedia Britannica.
Oh, forget
Remember
it.
those days?
Yeah,
that's all we had was it.
A lot of it's going to change into something like, we waste a lot of time trying to look for information or communicate something, and it's going to just optimize that. Because right now, like, I don't even use Google as well. I just use the system Perplexity. It's way better.
Tell us about Perplexity.
It's replaced all my Google searches. I mean, ChatGPT did it too at this point. They just released like the general search piece. But if you go to Perplexity,
Perplexity scrapes the entire web.
It does.
Chat used to not do that, but they just released that like a month ago or something.
Yeah. And so I just use that because it incorporates various different AI models as well, and you can choose what they do, and they do all the research for you. They can even buy stuff through them. They rolled that out first before Google even got there. So
Huh.
we'll see how long they last overall, but it's an amazing tool, the things that it could do. Yeah, to just kind of travel through different AIs basically, because ChatGPT is great, but it has its own strengths and weaknesses, and you could just go back and forth to different ones.
Yeah, one thing
Yeah,
I've been
I mean,
doing with that I've learned recently with chat, well, first of all, it's like very generic, right? Because if you ask a generic questions, you're going to get generic answers. And so it's very much like we talk about, like what you put in is what you get out. And so everything's like input, output. So if you just talk, I love using the talk feature on it and just hit and you can go on a walk or something and just brain dump for like, you get brain dump for like 30 minutes on anything, on anything you feel like you want to do or anything, because you're just loading its memory. And then and it needs all that information to understand you and learn about you. And then later you can also make custom GPTs for any areas of like your business or whatnot. But that's really like it's loading it with all that memory is what makes it so valuable, or else it's very it like it doesn't really know unless you have to build a relationship with it like a friend to get to know you. And then and that's including like loading your divine gifts. And I mean, you can make a GPT agent and load all those documents about yourself, about transcripts Ryan, if you have recordings from Zoom calls and everything, you could load it up with millions of words in data, and it'll understand you and your tone of voice and you as a person and what you like, what you don't like, and all those things. So that's how it improves your life, not just your business and trying to make more money or whatever, but like the quality of the way you use it, you get more out of it if it understands you, because then it's responding to you like an emotional support system and all these other things, but it also will give you the right support and choices or ideas. And that's from uploading screenshots too. If you want to grow followers on something, you can just you could just tell it what you want to do, but you have to also expand, like ask it bigger, like be bigger with it, be more expansive, like don't be limited, like ask it to ask you questions. That's the biggest thing you can do. And I don't think that's what people don't understand, is they're not saying like, hey, I want to do this. What do you need to know from me? And then it'll give you a list of 10 questions, and then go through those questions and just talk into it and answer all of those questions in detail. And then it turns into, really super intelligent, because it's relating with you. And I think the whole idea of asking it to ask you questions so that it gets to know you in specifics, or else it's just doing a quick brushstroke over the generic, not even the web, just very generalized stuff. And it's worthless then, and you're wasting your time. And that's when people like feel like it's a rabbit hole, because it's just like, well, what am I really getting out of this? It's just kind of, yeah, that's my take on
Sorry,
at
Jimmy,
least
what's
just
it called?
that aspect. What
What's all right?
What you just mentioned?
with the software? I'm just
Yeah.
talking about. Oh, I'm just talking about just Chat GTP in general.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I don't think like the majority of people don't really know how to use it. I
I
mean,
see what you mean.
I don't either to an extent, right?
Yeah.
But I know a lot more than just average people that are like, oh, I'm gonna ask it, questions, and it's gonna answer them. Yeah.
what's your take on what Jamie said, Stanford?
Oh, it's all true. There's just limitations to it for now. Like the first response that it gives you usually is not the one you should take. You have to ask it to give it another version. And then the second version will be more unique. And then the second piece is that it only remembers you up to a point. It has limitations. It's not an unlimited window of storage. So like asked it like even yesterday. I was like, what do you remember about me? Give me like a mind map of everything we talked about. And when did we start? And like it gave me like a, what is it, since last year it gave me that, but that's not for everyone. So it doesn't really have a
Excuse me.
consistent memory of things. And if you start a chat, a new one, it might not carry it over. And not every single system works that way. So it's like, it's just, yeah, they're gonna work on that. Um, and then the more you talk to it in one chat, it could create more issues thought wise because it'll be too much context and I won't be able to process it all after a while. So you would have to start a new chat and kind of start over in a way. But again, for now, it's an amazing piece of technology. It's just going to make us hopefully work better and create more. But it's certainly going to redefine everything from like our social contracts to our understanding of how life is for humans from day to day.
I mean, I got a for work for Valentine. I had a contract sent to me for something that we're trying to get into, and I just uploaded it to ChatGPT and I said, just read this to me and tell me what I'm signing and what are the red flags. And it was like da 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 da, and it made it total make sense. It made sense to me, and I was like, oh, okay, got it. And that took me like 30 seconds. You're right, Bill. I think you said something
Wow.
before. It's like having the smartest. It's like we all have the smartest assistant that knows everything, literally everything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is the dumbest system actually that we're ever going to have.
True.
Just think about that.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
no.
Yeah, you're right. It's the dumbest it is.
Yeah.
It's ever gonna be.
Jamie, your whole explanations about it is the exact pattern with which you should be speaking to the universe with your intentions. Always expanding, using words that have no limit. See, that's why I have those power words, right? So when you're using Chat GPT, does everybody have the power words? Because I'm going to resend them to you.
Yeah, I think I bookmarked them.
Can you resend me ones? I just have so many docs. Please.
Yeah. I want to show you something again with these power words. Let me pull them up here. I've got so many things open, but I was just the thing that just came to me, talking about this, Ryan, is I'm redoing my website, and I'm going to do a web page for the Peak Potential Blueprint. Oh wait, I got the wrong thing here. Power words. And I'm going to take all the information. I took my website down from my old website, and I'm going to feed it in and have it give me a consolidation of it and have it rewrite the page for me. I bet I can have that. Doing it that way, I'll be able to have that website done and hand it off to the guy to do it in no time at all.
Yeah, I mean, we use ChatGPT to write content for our clients at Valentine. I mean, we don't just publish it. The team edits it and proofreads it. I think that step is important.
Yeah, sure.
But the first draft is written by, we feed it a really good detailed outline, and then we proofread whatever comes back and edit it, and then we publish it. It's a really good process for creating content.
Yeah, I just used the other day I just built a website just by like talking, just by saying like so I want to like the purpose of it, like I want this, that, this is what it does and whatever. And then it just built it and coded it, the whole thing for me, and it was visually there within like 5 or 10 seconds, the whole entire site. And then you just keep talking to it and you say, change this, make that bigger. I want a window that does this form with these questions. Like you just like anything you can imagine, you just speak into it, and it codes all of it and builds it like in real time. It's called I don't know. I think there's a lot of steps there that you don't even, I mean, like literally you can just make a website in 5 minutes, like exactly how you want. You can even just upload a screenshot of the site, another site you like it, how you like it to look, and they'll code it and replicate it all and function as well, like any kind of function you want to do. It's called the lovable.ai. It's insane. Like because I had this idea. Yeah, I had this idea that I wanted to, like, I wanted people to be able to vote, and the votes needed to, like, the top vote had to go up here, and like you have it all in your head, right? And about how it functions. And so I just like hit my microphone and I just offloaded all my ideas, and it just built it for me, right? And it just worked exactly how I told it to. And I mean, that would have taken months of back and forth with like a web designer to make it. It was like a full sauce, sellable system. Yeah, check that out. If you guys are into that, like, it'll blow you away. You just literally just put a prompt in and it just built it.
Stanford just uses this, right? Yeah.
Hey, Ronnie, come back on here. Bring your.
I'll put it in the chat.
Your smiling face. There you are. Are you using any AI, Ronnie? You're muted.
Sorry. Yeah, I would say I use ChatGPT quite often to, especially like recently, last week, a school reached out to me and they pretty much like asked for me to send a deck, and I just put everything that I do on ChatGPT, and it outlined me a perfect deck, and I sent it over to the school and they loved it. I spoke to them today, and she was like, yeah, we should lock something in for April. I was like, yeah, for sure.
Wow. Yeah, you want to pay attention to what's being said here, because this is some incredible information.
Definitely.
So again, when you go into ChatGPT, look at these words that are on the screen here. Ronnie, what are your favorite words? Because these are the ones you read. Do you read this sheet a lot? Is this the one you read?
I used to, but you told me to focus more on like the ones that are on my divine gift. Sorry, I hear the background noise.
Who's got the background noise going there? Jamie?
Maybe it's me. Yeah, it must be me. Hold on a sec.
Thanks.
Yeah, I would say my favorite words: abundance for sure. Action.
You got to mute. Gotcha.
Clarity, create, conscious, power, potential is huge. Manifestation, movement, miracles, unleash, worthy, transform. And in my divine truth, there's actually some words in there that aren't on here, like color flow, functionality, tangible. So I like those ones as well.
Yeah. Does everybody remember what the importance of these words are?
They increase your energy, power.
Kind of. Anybody else?
They attune you to your true nature.
No. They don't speak to the physical. This is the most important thing about this list. And an example of that would be abundance and money, right? Money's in the physical. Abundance is a state of being. These are all states of being. So they don't describe what's happening. You have a perception that does not speak to the physical. Contentment, create. That's why they're so important, because you're speaking to expansion. You're not limiting yourself. When you speak to the physical, you immediately go into limitation. Everybody see that?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if I should rewrite my empowerment story with these words. There's just a lot here, though.
There are ones that are tailored to specific.
Well, go to Notebook, Ryan. Go to Notebook LM. Copy put your daily affirmation in, and then say, I don't know what your word count is on that, but you can say, rewrite this for me with as many of these words as possible, and then enter all these words in and see which ones they choose. Although the ones you have for that, the ones that you have for that have all come from your divine gifts. So
Yes.
you really want to stick with those. These are more general in nature. But if you're doing a proposal for somebody, you're writing something, you're doing anything, you can certainly feed these in, because that will change the whole energy of your presentation.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Like crafting like an email follow up to a lead after a presentation, asking it to write a follow up email with these words. That'd be good.
Yeah, like I don't. With emails, I don't have to open them. I can just read the energy of them. I just know what's happening. You can probably do that too, right, Stas? Stanford,
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Yeah. You just get the energy on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, these all speak to the non-physical. And I'm sure there's more that can be added there. But the whole point of it is to really support the non-physical, to support your intention. So you can't make a mistake and limit yourself when you use these words. Okay. But whenever you're using a word in the physical, you're speaking to a dead end and limitation. Always. Always. Because there's a self-perceived outcome that's anticipated, that you see in your mind is giving you. Does that make sense?
Because it's physical. That's the self perceived limit is because we're too much in the physical.
Anything physical is limitation.
Yeah.
Anything in the physical is limitation. So the more you use these, and the other thing that happens when you do it is you're creating energy that the other person's feeling. And the energy that you're creating is ultimately, how do I say it? You have to be careful how you use it. It's very powerful. So if you're not in integrity, the consequences, if one used it for control and manipulation and you know, when karma comes and you have to eat at the table of consequences, the main course is always crow. So get ready for it. Who has questions or comments or something else they want to discuss? Nothing? How
I wanted to talk about the human design. Has anyone heard of that?
Yep.
Yeah. What is your take on that?
It's the human design is focused on the physical.
But what is
Right?
it? What's the human design?
It actually has a different name.
Human design?
Yeah, it's a It's a thing that somebody, um,
Recognize. There's a couple. There's My Human Design. It helps you recognize your innate gifts and traits. But then there's also A
yeah,
Human Design.
yeah,
.com.
yeah. The, it's very limiting. And the problem with it is it's a program that somebody developed and other people use in coaching and working with people. But it's very limiting, because they're working within the confines of that program. And as you see, what I teach is you have your energy. You need to sort your energy out in the world. Human design isn't going to do it for you. It's just like your life lessons. Okay. Your life lessons aren't the answer. Your life lessons is information that allows you to see the areas in the physical where challenges will show up. But you don't know how to handle them. You've got to make different choices. So your purpose and what you're doing is such an individualized thing. There's all kinds of different programs around that, like human design. What has your interaction been with it, Jamie?
I'm just super fascinated with numerology and
Mm-hmm.
numbers and science and it's just like the same as my divine like life lessons and gifts. All of it's in align. It's all in alignment because it all comes from
Yeah.
the same way I like when I talk to your astrology friend years ago. So the fact that like you're connected to a birthday and the numbers and then your birth time and your birthplace, and I just believe that like it's part of that North Star
Yes.
system. And
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
I feel like there's different ways that people like different flavors that people might, if it's a human design or it's Dan Millman or whatever it is, like there's different ways that people like maybe get a little bit more connection through the way people present them or these systems or whatever. But I am like, I just like, I don't know, I'm just so it's just so fascinating when you understand the kind of the kind of like who you are in that aspect and why you respond and react to certain things a certain way, and then you
Mm-hmm.
can understand everyone else so much more too. And so
Yes.
seeing somebody else's stuff too, you're like, like when we look at each other's, it's like you're just so much more acceptable of that things aren't right and wrong, and that just this is just like the way the planets spin, and this is how things happen, and or it just gives a lot more purpose. And so yeah, I think it's like, I don't know, I've
Yeah.
been looking into that one recently because I love numerology, and yeah, it is like it's been so awesome to help understand more about
Yeah.
about
Any information you get is good, right? It's like people come to me and they're like, oh, damn, I've been to a psychologist, blah, blah, blah. And they start working with me and they're like, man, like, this is crazy. Well, everything works with limitations. When you work with energy, you don't work with any limitations. And the whole thing with human design, again, is it's focused on the physical. It's all about living life better, and any information you can get that you live life better is great. And frankly, some people will resonate more to that information because they get it quicker or whatever. But ultimately, you have to understand and live from the non-physical part of life. So anything I ever learn about the physical is more about where blocks and problems are. right? Where my blind spots are. And whether it's human design, I mean, astrology, any of it really, it really doesn't matter. There's only one thing that matters is what's your vibration. And what you're doing now, Jamie, is trusting your vibration more. What you spoke about earlier is where you're really being more conscious and focusing on the energy. When you're focusing on the energy, literally what happens in the physical doesn't matter. It's how you show up to it energetically that matters. That's all that matters. Where are you energetically with it? Because everybody's in the physical, they're just, it's all about struggle. So they get human design and they learn about themselves, but it doesn't, I've been around all that stuff for a long time and have talked to people, and it's good. But it's a program, there's 3 or 4 of them where you go get certified in them, and they give you the books and everything, and you go out and it's all fixed, and people teaching it, that obviously it's good for them, they're learning lessons, but there's only one thing that matters is your energy. That's it. Nothing else matters. And that's what they don't really focus on, as my understanding of it, at any rate.
Hey, Jamie, are you talking about the one by Jenna Zoe? Zoe? Or is human design like the overarching theory of it, and there's different teachers? Because there's a book called Human Design. There's different teachers. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Because I see a book and a podcast, but it's at a website, but it's this woman, Jenna Zoe, but then there's other human designs as well. So I figured that's what
well, it's you can go get certified in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. and back a number of years ago, I did coaching certification, and certified, I don't know, 50 different people. They just didn't have what it takes. They're too afraid to trust who they really are. And what you're learning now is, and what Jamie spoke to earlier, is he's learning to trust who he is energetically. He's getting out of the physical. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
When you work with clients, Ryan, you're out of the physical. You're focused on your energetic connection with them.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. I'm always conscious of how I'm like my energy that I'm giving out.
And what has that taught you?
What has it taught me? It's taught me that I have a lot more influence over the conversation than I think, or than I thought.
Yeah.
That's
in a good way.
In a good way,
but it's taught you something even more important than that. It's taught you that you can thrive in social situations when you couldn't before.
Yeah, my social life is a lot different now. That's for sure. I still find myself falling. I had a daddy-daughter dance on last Friday for my youngest, and I went to this maybe 5 years ago with my oldest, but that was when I didn't really know a lot of people around town. This time I was going it from because I knew a bunch of the dads in town, just from like 5 years later kind of thing. But I still found myself, it went fine, but I could feel my old version kind of creeping in. Like, all the stuff chatter in my head. Like, what if you have no one to talk to? What if you're boring this person? Like, I was like, get out of here. Shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
And I was able to recognize some of the, like, also like, I think if I was observing my old self in that situation, I was probably very, not jittery, but very like darty, like looking around, like who am I going to talk to? And probably like the last person, my energy was probably very off, like needy and not frantic, but like I don't know, a little bit chaotic. And I was
Sweat.
like,
Remember
you know,
you remember you're at that party sweating and
oh god, that was the worst.
that's
Fucking
all in the
worst.
physical.
I was sweating like I was having a heart attack. Someone thought I was having a heart attack. Someone asked if I was okay. And I was like, no, I'm okay. It's a long story. It's a long story. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's because you were focused on the physical.
Yeah, physical. Yeah, like what are people thinking about me? How am I looking right
Yeah.
now? How am I
Yeah.
acting?
Exactly.
That weird hug I gave the birthday boy that was like a weird embrace, and I was like, that was weird. What are you doing? You know, just shake the guy's hand. Why are you like embracing him like a weirdo? You know, it's like all those like all that stuff, all that physical stuff, and then I'll forget it. Then it's just the waterworks, sweating like I'm having
And
a stroke.
Yeah, you called it a long story too.
What's
So that's
that?
pretty funny. You said, "Oh, it's a long story."
To
That's all.
describe it to someone that
That's all
doesn't know
it
this
is,
stuff.
though. But that's all
Yeah,
it is, right?
yeah, yeah,
That's all it
yeah.
is. It's just like a long story that you
Oh, that's
know what
true.
I'm saying?
Yeah, that's very
Like
true.
all
Yeah.
you can like as fast as you forget a book. It's that like I just it's I know what it's like to like be nervous. When I was younger, I was nervous I went through phases where I'd get like almost panicky for no
Yeah.
reason. Like, and I was like, just these little things that you develop, and then yeah, it's crazy like anxiety things is over. Like, I get it, and then it's like just this, yeah, and how if you when you recognize it and then change it or get rid of it, really, it's like doesn't
what happens
this you
with
can
these
be
other with these
anytime.
other programs like human design is they put you in your head. Oh, let me see now. My design is this and that. Instead of just knowing, feeling your energy and just being you. You're free. You know that it's okay to be you. You know that you're not going to do anything wrong. You know that whatever anybody else thinks is their perception. Let them have it. You just get to be you and come from a loving place, and you're safe and you can trust yourself. And there's just nothing to be concerned with.
Yeah.
It's a huge difference. And see, that's what I'm talking about because I'm giving you information, Ryan and Stanford and Jamie and Ronnie, but you guys are getting to choose what you apply.
Yeah.
None of you are doing the same thing. None of
Yeah.
you are following my textbook on how to live your life. I don't have one. I never tell anyone what to do, ever. Why? Because you have your own experience. You have the tools to make a good choice. It's like Ronnie when he sent me an email. He's like, "What do you think I should do for my birthday?" I said, "I think you should make the choice that suits you best." Right, Ronnie?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do, Ronnie? Ronnie, what are you gonna do?
Ronnie probably got my email back and said, "That asshole."
They're like,
um,
thanks.
I was thinking as I'm stepping into my 30, I really want to be filled with like abundance and not, I don't want to say this in like a physical way, but like I really want to attract wealth. So I figured so I'm gonna have a family get together, spend time with my family on Friday and Saturday, and then on Sunday I'm gonna fly out to Dubai and in hopes of thank you, Ryan. You when you said that, if you could do Egypt over again, you would do it. I thought about all that and then just what it would do for my mental and just inspiring me to be like, no, okay, this is what wealth looks like. Like it's achievable, it's attainable, and just be in that environment, smell it, feel it, and feel
I
like, okay, I could attract that too.
Ronnie, I love your choice,
Thank you, Bill.
especially because you're putting family first.
Yes,
You're
definitely.
you're, you're putting love first.
You know, this is kind of a crazy. My head always goes to business, but I'm like thinking myself, man, maybe I don't know how it is in Dubai, but you can find a school or two to speak
I
to
was
and say you're
thinking that.
going.
Yeah.
You can write the whole thing off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Yeah.
about that actually. I was like, is there any like
Yeah, do it.
basketball teams? Yeah,
It's a
I want to
business
look
trip.
into that. Yeah, exactly.
Check into it real quick. You might be able to
Yeah,
line something up. You can write the trip off. That's not illegal. I mean,
yeah, good point.
but
I
but
definitely will.
Ronnie, the foundation of your choice for Dubai is anchored in the love that you're sharing with your family. You're putting your family before wealth.
Yes, definitely.
Other people wouldn't do that. And I love your reason for going to Dubai so you can have a new experience. You can be in new energy. You can expand. Okay.
Exactly.
Now,
Yeah,
human design won't do shit for you in a situation like that,
yeah,
except for you to be able to interact with the flight attendants better or something, right?
yeah,
Right. The reason you're going there is I want to expand. I want to see what it feels like. I want the experience. I want it in
exactly.
me. And where you're coming from with it is fantastic.
Thank you,
Now
bud.
it will be very interesting to see what you say when you get back about how you experienced it, how you felt, not what you saw,
Mhm.
but how did it make you feel? What new energy did you experience, and how do you hold that?
Yeah,
That's all that matters,
exactly.
you know. And when you go do that, and you look at all these other programs, you know, Jamie, like human design, astrology, and all these other things that people do, they aren't going to do anything for you on a trip like that. What Ronnie's doing, he's doing it it's the absolute highest and best for him in his choice.
Thank you, Bill.
What do you get with that, Stanford?
With his choice to
With what
go.
Ronnie's doing? Yeah, his trip, his
I mean,
birthday in Dubai.
I mean, even though we said don't do it, he still chose to do it, which is quite powerful because that's his choice.
Yeah, yeah,
And he took control
yeah,
of what he wanted out of this whole situation and also made the best out of it because he's spending time with family and now he's also going to travel and possibly see
yeah.
something else.
It's
So that's quite
fantastic.
powerful.
Thank you, Stars. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's so great. I'm so happy for you, Ronnie. Right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
And like Stas said, man, it's powerful. Really, and it's really powerful in the way you're talking about it because you're not talking about it from ego. You're not talking about Dubai from ego. And that's Dubai and ego go hand in hand.
I bet. I bet. Yeah, it's way deeper than that. It's more energy, vibration, and I
Yeah.
think you found you summarized it perfect for me. It's expansion. So I want to expand my mind and see new culture, and you know.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No,
And
it's
thanks for the idea, guys. I will definitely reach out to schools and see if I can line something up there. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
yeah, well, it's worth
Hmm.
it's worth sending out some emails. Something might happen.
Yeah, you never know.
Emails, DMs, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Instagram.
Or
definitely
go
will.
online. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's so cool, Ronnie. I mean, see, that's the difference between what you're learning here and what everybody else teaches is you're learning to become you. You're making choices for yourself because you're all different. Every one of you are so different. We're using the same focusing on energy, but just look at all of your backgrounds. Just Completely different. There's no two people are even close to being the same. Good stuff, Ronnie. Who has anything else? Who has? I'm so stoked now, man. I want to get in and use that program Jamie talked about for the website because that's going to save me hours and hours and hours of work. That's so cool.
I had a chance meeting. It doesn't. I don't know. You guys might find it interesting. It's really, when I tell you, it's not like anything that crazy. But it was just funny how sometimes you connect with another human, and like you end up having what they need. So when I drop off my girls in the morning at school, you start to see the same people because people, do the drop offs in the morning versus the afternoon, and I'm always doing the drop offs in the morning. And with my youngest, I walk her to the door, then walk back to my car, and I always see this one guy walking around. He's like based on the same schedule as me. I don't know who he is, but he looks familiar. Maybe I've seen him around town. Doesn't really matter. We've never spoken before, but I always like see him. And for the daddy daughter dance, I got two corsages because for my youngest, and then my middle was supposed to go, but then last minute she decided she didn't want to go, so I was like, I already paid, I already bought the two corsages, but I'll just give her two. So I'm at on that Friday morning for the dance. I'm waiting for the florist to open up, and I look behind me, and who's in the car waiting on the street is this guy, and he gets out, and he's waiting with me. We're starting to chat, and he was like, "Am I going to the dance for Girl Scouts?" He's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "I'm here to get a corsage, but I forgot to for my daughter, but I totally forgot to do it. So hopefully they can still make me one." I was like, "Well, I actually have an extra one that I don't need. I ordered
Oh,
two, and
nice.
I only need one." And so now we're like friends. I gave it to him. I was like, "It's a gift from me to you." And so his name is Frank, and now we become friends. And he's got some friends that are friends with my friends, and so it's funny how we're connected and just that random occurrence. I don't know. It doesn't really mean anything, but I just found it interesting.
That's not true. That's not true at all. What does it mean to you? It's quite powerful, actually.
I don't know what it means to me, but I was like wondering to myself, what does it mean to me? Is he like someone I should know? Is it someone connected maybe to work that maybe we'll do work together, or maybe just become friends? I don't know, but it was a weird how we got connected at that exact moment, and I had what he needed, and I was meaning. Meanwhile, I was getting ready to just throw it out because I didn't need the second corsage, and he needed it. So I don't know. I was asking myself, like, what does this mean? What am I here to learn? I couldn't think of anything,
So,
but
so going back to human design and all these other programs, okay,
mm-hmm.
people will never remember what you said, but they'll always remember
How you made them feel, yeah.
how did you make him feel? How did you
So maybe
feel?
that's it. Maybe that was just like a good deed. He felt he was like really happy
It's
because he thought he was,
powerful.
yeah, he thought he was gonna be stuck with no
A stupid
corsage, and
little thing like that was it was tremendously impactful on both of you.
yeah,
It's just what a nice thing to do.
yeah, it gave me a little pep in my step that day. So when I saw him at the dance, and his
And
daughter
why
had the
why did
corsage,
why did it give you pep in your step though? See, I think
I
you're
just
missing that. You're missing that.
because I was like, well, there's two reasons. It was like a universal thing. Like, what are the chances that you know we would
Yeah.
meet like this? And then second thing is, it just made me feel good to help him out. You know?
Yeah, it feels good. Like that's just pure good energy, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yep.
like Ronnie going to Dubai. Ronnie's going because he wants to experience it and expand his energy and understand wealth more. And certainly Dubai is the place to do that. Um, Energetically, this gave you certainly would have a greater impact on you on how you'll interact with people in general.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw Frank today. Like, Frank, old buds, we're corsage buds.
And I pretty much can guarantee you that nothing happened at your job that day that made you feel as good as that.
Probably not. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's what you're looking for when you connect with people, clients, and people you're talking to. It's the same thing. You know, in Deepak Chopra's book, The Seven Spiritual Laws of Success, what does he say to do whenever you meet someone?
Oh, give them something.
Give them a gift. You can
Give
give
them a
them,
gift.
you can give them a silent prayer, a silent I love you. You give them something.
And I did give him a gift. He's like, I'll give you the $10. I'm like, no, it's a gift from me to you. So there you go.
Yeah. And now you got a lifelong friend. You'll keep running into him.
I run it, yeah, every morning.
It shows you the power of energy.
Yeah.
That's a great story because it's so simple.
Yeah.
It seems it seems like it's nothing, you know. Like I hired this VA in the Philippines and this week, and I met with her today, and I said, "Listen, I'm going to teach you how to have confidence, and you're here working with me so you can learn more and grow and get better and quit. I want you to quit at some point because you've learned so much and you can find better work." She was like, "Wow, like that's crazy." I said, "No, if you're not improving and learning how, she's asking a lot of questions and she was just, she doesn't know who she's dealing with, but there's some lack of confidence." I said, "No, that's what I want. I'm going to push you to learn more and more and more so you get better and better." And the best thing that happens is when somebody comes to me and says, "I'm heading out, like I'm going to go get it," it's like, great. Like they've learned, they've grown, our time together has been proper. Off you go. Nothing's ever forever. And when you come from that place, now you're coming and teaching people responsibility and letting them grow. And as they grow and expand, when you fill their place, somebody else will step in who will be equal to or better than them because you've created the energy in that space. That's the way it works. If you're in corporate, it's like, no, let me put your nuts in a vice and make you work another 20 hours. I mean, it's just, we need to produce more money. That's all the culture's about. Crazy. Who has anything else? Let's do ahas and takeaways. How is your website and everything doing, Stanford, by the way?
It's okay. I'm still trying to integrate some features into it. It's giving me a headache because I'm not a programmer, and so I'm finding that to be a struggle. So just kind of wrapping my head around certain things, and I'm like, but it's getting better.
When you're
And
doing things like that for yourself, there's a term that I want you to memorize
mm,
that you apply.
mm,
It's called, and this is for Ryan and Jamie especially because they're perfectionists. It's called good enough.
yeah, yeah,
If
Good enough,
otherwise it will block you.
and it
yes.
does. Yeah,
In
Because
fact,
the truth is that when it goes live, you're gonna still be making tweaks to it years down the road. So it's never gonna be fully done.
it's never done. It'll
So
never
you might
be
as well,
done.
so you might as well go live with it and start building the foundation.
hmm
It'll never be done. And you're just going to learn that you're doing this to learn your lessons. And it's just, that's the thing with creation. There's no such thing. It's a constant state of expansion. There's no finishing. When you're finished with creation, you'll know you're finished with creation because you're dead. Otherwise, you're still in expansion.
And even then, you're creating other life by being
Right,
dead.
right. Well, that's a whole nother story. Smart,
Yeah.
smart ass.
Well, thank you.
That's funny. You're just, it never ends. It's just constant expansion. I mean, look at what Ryan's been through with up leveling his clients and what they're doing in their business and everything. And oh, I remember after you met with your brother, you're like, well, I'm going to just give it a shot, right?
Yeah.
Because it's expansion. And now you're learning even more and better ways to do it.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
remember that, Stanford. Good enough. What's People aren't going to hire you because of your website. They're going to hire you because of your heart,
Yes.
because of your ability to connect and take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
And you're doing this to learn your lessons, to step up to a higher vibration, to become everything you're meant to be. And never forget that. Ryan, ahas and takeaways.
Um. Hmm. Uh, if I have a specific takeaway, I enjoyed the conversation. I'm trying to think of what jumped out at me. I think what I had a moment where I was thinking about Ronnie, with you, not to butter you up, but thinking about, like, I don't know how long ago it was you were thinking about um, or you were struggling with what to do, where to go, where to live, what to do with your life, all that stuff, and now here you are speaking in front of people and about to go to Dubai and probably getting a speaking gig there, and I'm like, man, how fast things can change.
Thank
That
you
was
so
like
much, Ryan.
something that stood out to me when I was listening. I
Appreciate
say
that a
it.
lot. Thank you.
A couple of months ago, he didn't even know how to get speaking gigs,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And I said, throw some stuff up on Instagram, see what happens.
yeah. It's
But,
cool.
you get out of the way. Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you, he's a shining example for everybody because, on the scale of 1 to 10 with confidence, when I met him, there was a decimal point in front of his.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's, I also
I
appreciate Jamie. I also appreciate Jamie mentioning human design, because I never heard of that. So this is another thing for me to consume. Just dabble into a little bit. So that's cool. Never even heard of it.
Jamie, ahas and takeaways.
Um, for me, it was like the good enough because I've been giving myself a break and just doing more and not, thinking about what I'm doing, which might sound like crazy and you're not
No.
responsible to like some, like, oh, you're not even, but I'm done. Yeah, I'm just trying. Well, I'm just not judging like the stuff I'm doing, into judging it into perfection. And, I'm just, yeah. So like that gives me a lot of like, inspiration when I don't feel like things have to be, perfect. And then, so the good enough thing for me is just like the flow is letting go, moving on, letting go, moving on, and just that flow is so vital. So, and a big part of that is saying like, this is good enough. um and just like, and then moving into like what's next in front of me, and what, and just what forms, and so like, yeah, different things are just been like forming, and I haven't been, really like judgmental to them. And
Yeah,
that's
be a yes.
been the stuff that is like, um I don't know, it just opened up new ops and stuff, I guess. Yeah, or will soon, because I can feel
Uh-huh.
it. That's why.
Well, we've had this conversation, Jamie, about, YouTube and the videos and everything. And this coaching group, the guy that runs it, where I'm doing this authority accelerator challenge, doing videos, he says in every one of his videos, make sure they're rough. Don't correct mistakes. People want to see the real you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Just
what I
shoot the
said.
video. Just shoot the video and put it up there. Don't think about it. Don't.
Yeah.
So important.
It's
So
funny
important.
you say that because sometimes when I write emails, if I notice I have misspelled a word, I don't care. I'll just send it anyway because
Yeah.
things don't always have to be so perfect, you know?
It's
Yeah.
also, yeah. Yeah, people also.
Yeah, we're human. You know, I mean, it's
The human is valuable, and it's gonna be the most valuable thing soon, you know.
Yeah.
I was in this mastermind group, and there's one person in it one time when I was speaking. I said the word a niche, not niche, but niche. Yeah, it's her niche.
Hmm.
She's like, do you know you're pronouncing that wrong and that's going to really destroy your credibility?
Jeez.
Right?
Oh god.
I said, I better stay away from that niche of people. I mean, just so ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
So ridiculous. So, you know, I mean, there's somebody that's extremely judgmental and suffers a lot.
Yeah.
That's what that statement tells me. You know, so funny.
Mm.
Stas, ahas and takeaways.
Um,
Stanford, excuse
yeah,
me.
yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm actually just happy for Ronnie for his choice, and it's nice to
Thank you.
see him execute that.
Thank you, Stanford.
Mhm.
Means a lot.
You know what you're doing, Stanford, is the same thing that Ronnie's doing.
Mhm. Mhm.
The exact same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. 100%.
I'm I'm so thrilled for you. So
Thank you.
thrilled for you. Such you've had such challenges justifiably with your cultural background. And for you to just have a little crack and open up a little bit and just have this experience is going to change your whole life. And you're going to see everything isn't just going to be good, it's going to be phenomenal.
That's what we're
Yes.
going towards.
Yeah, because you're allowed, you know, I mean, you're just, you know, you went like you're in this state of expansion with what you're doing. That's just amazing. It's amazing. It's so cool. So cool.
Yeah, I just have
And
to
and
stay away from locking myself up in overanalysis and just kind
oh
of.
yeah, yeah, just let it happen. Yeah. And what has this done for you and how you feel now and your perceptions now, Stanford?
Mm, it just gave me more of a feeling of possibility again, of and it's a that's a huge piece because I'm a creator, so uh, it just gets me to open up my wings again and kind of fly, but on a higher level than
Hmm.
before.
And
It just feels different this time because I went through this before, this expansion, and it feels like that was kind of just a small taste of what the
yeah,
beginning.
you didn't have the capacity
It
to
Yeah, it was different.
yeah, yeah. And you know what's happening what's really happening now is you're coming alive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're
I
really
agree.
coming alive. Yeah, it's just very, very exciting. Very exciting. Ronnie, your ahas and takeaways.
I would say it is I love the conversation we had about AI. I feel like I myself don't use it the best way I can, so that's definitely going to help me even explore AI at a deeper level. So I'm excited about that. Um, I love what you guys said to Stanford as far as like things don't have to be perfect. I have two speaking engagement at like like in high school next week. I was feeling a bit nervous, but it's good to hear that things don't have to be perfect and to just keep my energy high. And
You know, you don't you want to have an outline when you go speak,
mhm,
and you want to go in and read the energy and then just let your energy flow from the inside. I have a client that worked with me, Dr. Don McGrath,
mhm,
brilliant, brilliant guy, good friend. In fact, I just talked to him last week, and I coached him a couple of years ago, and amazing guy. But I taught him, and just this guy, he loves rock climbing. He's a real dirtbag. I don't know if you know any rock climbers, but have you guys watched any, by the way, the rock climbing movies on Netflix? There's some The Alpinist.
Just the
Check
one about the
that
guy who
out.
does it with no rope. What's the guy who does it
Yeah.
with no rope? Am I
Um,
thinking rock climber? What's his name?
yeah,
Ridiculous,
his
really.
name his name's right. I can see his face.
Free Solo, Alex. Yeah.
Yeah,
Alex, yeah.
ridiculous.
Alex.
I just don't get it.
There's another one on Netflix called The Alpinist. And there's another one, I think it's called Valley Revolution, about the beginning of rock climbing in Yosemite. That's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But anyways, this Dr. Don McGrath is a rock climber. He the guy's brilliant. He worked for a company, developed these chips with he holds about 15 patents. And he was going to speak at the college he graduated from to the faculty. They invited him to speak, and to the sports teams. And I taught him his energy was always out in front of him, Ronnie,
okay,
because his energy was in front of him. And I'm like, Don, no, let your energy come from within. You don't have to push it out. So
okay,
remember that when you speak, because he said he went and spoke the first day and used his slides. And then he
yeah,
said it felt awkward. So the second day he didn't use any. He just got up and spoke from his heart. He said it was the best talk he's ever given in his life. He
wow,
said
Cool.
it was amazing because it was so authentic. And that's what you'll do, Ronnie. Yeah, I mean, and next week you're with where you're at energetically, and your whole focus is you're going to do great.
thank you guys.
All right, guys, another great, great call. I can't wait to check out Lovable. Thanks, Jamie. I mean, that's going to save me hours. I'm going to feed my old website in it and have him do a new one for me, compress it all down.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you go on Lovable, I'm laughing because you'll just see when you get there, you're gonna just laugh. You're gonna be like,
Oh,
wow.
I'm so stoked. It's crazy because I just uh I literally, in fact, let me show you. I literally today uh where is it? Somewhere. Well, I can't see it. I got my website file. It's all organized. I just got to find it. That's weird that it's not right there. Just, but anyways, I've got it all broken out and from the old website, all the pages and stuff. And so I'm just going to have to copy and paste and put it in there and have it condense it for me. Very excited.
Oh, yeah, you can screenshot everything and just upload it, and then just
That's it.
tell
I've got.
how you want it to function,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll
It'll
just
be
build it. It'll code all of it like instantly. It's crazy. And then you'll end up
Wow.
like playing with it forever.
No, good enough. No, I just
Yeah.
want to get the content. I'll see what it is. I just want to get the content because I've got a guy that's actually going to build it for me. A friend of mine's going to build it. So, but to get the language and everything, so I'm excited about that. All right, everybody,
Nice.
have a good Valentine's Day,
You too.
See you guys.
and see you all next week.
See you
Alrighty.
guys.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Bill.
All right, love you all. Bye bye.